On CNN, Carol Costello is going to be talking to Donna Brazile, who's on Hillary Clinton's side, and S.E. Cupp, who's a conservative, clearly not on Hillary Clinton's side. She's actually going to introduce it in a way that is significantly opinionated. I don't mind her being opinionated. I actually kind of like that. I'm not sure I agree with her opinion on this, and I'm not sure it's backed up by the facts. First, let's hear her out.
Well, if you watch that Hillary Clinton rollout video, you notice there were lots and lots of women featured. In fact, you could say women took center stage. A man speaking Spanish shows up 25 seconds in. The next guy to appear is not your traditional man. He's gay. He shows up at 50 seconds in. But you get my drift here. Women, women, women. Women are it. Hillary Clinton is certainly leaning in when it comes to women.
Oops. I don't think I would have phrased it that way. First of all, not enough men. It's an interesting political point. We'll discuss it in a second. It's also an interesting point factually because it's not really factual. You're going to see the video in a second for yourselves. And then the guy that comes in first, she says, is not a traditional man. He's gay. She almost pronounced it that way. These are not things I would have said. But all right, look, let's take a look at the video and see if it's true that the first guy who comes in is speaking Spanish. You don't see any guys until 50 seconds in, and they're gay. And all right, let's watch the video. This is her announcement video, Hillary Clinton.
I'm getting ready for a lot of things. A lot of things.
It's spring, so we're starting to get the gardens ready.
My daughter is about to start kindergarten next year, and so we're moving.
Mi hermano y yo estamos empezando un primer negocio.
Bye.
Every day we're trying to get more ready and more prepared.
Baby boy, coming your way.
Right now I'm applying for jobs.
I'm getting married this summer to someone I really care about.
I'm getting ready to retire soon.
I've started a new career recently.
I'm getting ready to do something too. I'm running for president. Americans have fought their way back from tough economic times, but the deck is still stacked in favor of those at the top. Everyday Americans need a champion, and I want to be that champion. So you can do more than just get by. You can get ahead and stay ahead, because when families are strong, America is strong. So I'm hitting the road to earn your vote, because it's your time. And I hope you'll join me on this journey.
Now, I think it would have been fair to say that that was heavy on female voices. I think it would have been fair to say that that's a liberal vision of America, lots of ethnic minorities, some gay couples, that a conservative ad might not have been similar. Totally fair. The first guy speaking did speak in Spanish. Those things are accurate. But there was actually men all over the ad. They were shown in the video immediately. And actually the first guys to talk in English was not the gay couple. It was the black husband who had the pregnant wife. So there were men, I think, significantly so in the video. And this whole idea of the non-traditional gay man being first is a weird point of emphasis that I think is removed from reality. So there's a lot of ways to criticize this. I don't think this is the direction that I would have gone. But now they're going to add on top of that. Let's watch.
This time around, she's definitely playing up the gender card. Thing is, she kind of is the gender card. Does she really need to do that?
And actually, Hillary Clinton doesn't have to wonder if that's a good strategy. All she has to look back to is 2014 midterms, where in a number of states, red and blue, a number of candidates, male and female, tried the pander to women. Around the country, you saw that kind of war on women campaign, and it really backfired.
Yeah, I pray we don't hear that term this time around, because, man, I'm sick of that term, war on women. Let's just not use that.
Let's not use the war on women thing so stupid. I mean, Republicans have passed hundreds of bills all across the country taking away women's right to choose. But let's not use the word. Because Carol Costello doesn't have to worry about it. She's enormously rich, and in New York City, she has access to everything she could possibly need. Now, if you live in the middle of Idaho and they took away the one clinic you have in your state, or one that's within, a day's drive of you, well, then you might be a little concerned about the Republican war on women. As far as, parity at work, the ability to sue for your rights, if you can prove that you have been paid less for the same job, well, I don't know if Carol Costello has to worry about that or not. She's enormously well paid, I imagine, by CNN. But if you're a person at a job where you're barely getting by, that might be really relevant to you. Oh, let's not talk about the war on women. Let's help the Republicans by saying that, oh, look at this. It's Hillary Clinton's fault for focusing on women and it's a bad political strategy, according to S.E. Cupp, because they lost in 2014. Now, wait a minute. That was part of the strategy in 2012 when they cleaned your clocks, including beating all those Senate candidates that the Republicans had and were so proud of. Remember all the talk of legitimate and illegitimate rape and whether you can get pregnant or not from that? The reason Republicans don't want you to talk about that is because actually that was a winning strategy for Democrats and a losing strategy for Republicans. So here comes Republican S.E. Cupp to say, no, that's stupid. No, don't use that strategy. Yeah, right. And then Carol Costello, oh, you're totally right. I mean, let's get rid of that. What's she doing putting all those women? But it's okay because here are two women saying that, so it can't be sexist and it can't be the wrong thing to say. They're going to add one little extra element on top here.
But her challenge is going to have to be not looking like she's ignoring the other half of the country. If you divide up the country between Republicans and Democrats, and then divide up those categories between men and women, if you're talking about her pitching to 25% of the country, I don't think anyone would say that that's a good election strategy.
Couldn't you use that logic on almost anything? I mean, you divide Republicans and Democrats, and, Ted Cruz is only appealing to Republicans. He's only appealing to 50% of the country. And is his campaign more focused towards men or women? I think it's very fair to say men, only 25% of the country. Ted Cruz is such an idiot. Okay, you could do it to almost any candidate. But here they all attack Hillary Clinton. How dare she try to appeal to women? Well, you know why? Partly because all the other knuckleheads have not appealed to women in all these different elections. It might actually be a winning strategy to say, hey, you know what? I, unlike the other candidates, have not forgotten about you. And yes, I will serve the whole country, but I'll also know the concerns of women, which all of the other politicians have minimized for time immemorial in this country. And when she dares to say, I will pay equal attention to women, here comes two women on CNN saying, oh, what about the poor men? Don't make the men so mad. Oh no, the poor men in this country. Such a bad electoral strategy. Total and utter nonsense. They're trying to shake her off what I actually think is a winning strategy.